Welcome to my YouTube channel Wise Whispers, where silence speaks. Lucy was 61 years old when her phone rang at 11:47 p.m. She had just finished folding laundry in the tiny living room of the house she spent 40 years paying for. The rain tapped softly against the windows, and the old clock on the wall ticked louder than usual in the silence. When she saw her son Daniel's name on the screen, her tired face lit up instantly. She answered warmly, "Is everything okay, sweetheart?" For a moment there was only noise in the background. Music, laughter, glasses clinking, then Daniel spoke. "Mom, I'm getting married tomorrow." Lucy froze in surprise. She whispered, "Why didn't you tell me earlier? We wanted something small," he replied quickly. "Anyway, there's something else." Lucy sat down slowly. "What is it?" Daniel sighed impatiently as if the conversation annoyed him. "I sold your house and your car. The papers are already signed. You'll need to move out by next week." Lucy felt her heart stop. "My house, technically it's under my name now," he said coldly. "You transferred it years ago, remember, for tax reasons." Lucy's hands began trembling. "But Daniel, that house is everything I have." "You'll figure something out," he muttered. "Look, I'm busy, bye." The line went dead. Lucy stared at the phone for a long time. No tears came at first, just silence, the kind of silence that crushes a person from the inside. 20 years earlier, Lucy had been a strong single mother working 2 jobs after her husband died in a factory accident. She cleaned offices during the day and worked at a diner at night just so Daniel could go to a good school. She skipped meals many times so he would never go hungry. Every birthday gift he ever received came from her sacrifices. When Daniel wanted a bicycle, she sold her wedding necklace. When he got into college, she took out loans. When he failed his first business, she emptied her savings to help him start again. And when he told her years ago, "Mom, put the house in my name temporarily, it'll help with taxes," she trusted him without hesitation. Because that's what mothers do, they trust, even when they shouldn't. That night, Lucy didn't sleep. She walked slowly through the house, touching the walls like they were old friends saying goodbye. Every corner held memories, Daniel's height marks near the kitchen door, the tiny burn mark on the table from his childhood science experiment, the backyard where her husband planted roses before he died. By morning, Lucy finally cried, not because she lost the house, but because she realized she had lost her son long before that phone call. 3 days later, Daniel arrived with his fiancée Vanessa. Vanessa wore expensive sunglasses and didn't even greet Lucy properly. "We need you packed by Friday," Daniel said while checking his watch. Lucy looked at him quietly. "Where am I supposed to go?" Daniel shrugged. "There are retirement apartments somewhere downtown." Lucy nodded slowly, then she disappeared into her bedroom and returned with a small metal box. Daniel frowned. "What's that?" Lucy placed it gently on the table. "Your father left this for you." Instantly became curious. Inside the box were old documents, letters, and one sealed envelope. On the front, written in his father's handwriting, were the words, "To my son. Open only when you truly become a man." Laughed awkwardly and opened it. As he read, the color drained from his face. Lucy watched silently. The letter said, "If you ever forget the woman who sacrificed her entire life for you, then you are poorer than any homeless man alive. A real man protects his mother. He does not use her kindness as weakness." Swallowed hard, but the letter wasn't finished. Attached was another document, a legal document. Daniel stared at it in shock. What is this?" Lucy finally spoke. "Your father never fully transferred the house to you. He protected me before he died. The property returns to my ownership if I'm ever forced out against my will." Vanessa stepped forward angrily. "That can't be legal." Lucy calmly handed over the lawyer's card. "It is." Looked completely broken. "The sale is cancelled," he whispered. Lucy replied softly. "And the buyers were informed yesterday." Vanessa exploded. "You told me this house was ours." She stormed out of the house furiously. Daniel tried to follow her, but she slammed the car door in his face and drove away. For the first time in years, Lucy saw her son standing there not as a confident man, but as a frightened little boy who had traded his soul for greed. Days passed. Daniel called many times, but Lucy didn't answer. Then one evening she found him sitting on her porch in the rain. No expensive suit, no fancy watch. Just wet clothes and red eyes. "I lost Vanessa," he said quietly. Lucy said nothing. "I lost my job too," he continued. "Her father owned the company." Still silence, then Daniel finally broke down crying. "I became someone Dad would hate." Lucy looked at him for a long moment. Pain still lived inside her heart, but mothers carry strange kinds of love, the kind that survives even betrayal. She handed him a towel. "Come inside before you get sick." Looked up in disbelief. "You're forgiving me?" Lucy shook her head gently. "Forgiveness takes time, but you're still my son." That night, for the first time in years, they sat together at the kitchen table without phones, without lies, without pride, just truth. And sometimes truth is painful before it heals. Months later, Daniel found a modest job and slowly changed his life. He repaired the old fence around Lucy's house himself. Every Sunday he cooked dinner for her, not because he had to. Because he finally understood what love looked like. It wasn't money, it wasn't property, it was sacrifice, it was loyalty. It was the mother who stayed even after her heart was shattered. And every evening, Lucy watered the roses her husband once planted, smiling softly as she watched her son become the man he was supposed to be all along. Moral of the story: greed can blind people to the love standing right in front of them. A parent's sacrifice should never be repaid with betrayal, because homes can be rebuilt, but broken trust takes years to heal.